we're back. What do they find offensive now? Why nobody should be using the thumbs up emoji in 2022. And 10 symbols that apparently only old people are using. Wow. And I love this. It has Gen Z rolling their eyes. Yeah, because we're not rolling our eyes at you, right? For finding fucking stupid shit offensive. Let alone emojis that were created by your generation. By the way, like, what exactly is the deal here? How many old people are using emojis? I'm not saying old people don't use them, and when they do, they use like they use like the least used ones, and they're usually dumb, and they're also used incorrectly. But even with that, emojis as a whole is a young concept. In fact, we even have proof of this by Apple. Remember a couple years ago when Apple created that incredibly stupid concept that I don't really know how popular it actually was because I'm not an idiot who uses Apple products, but they created this thing where you could like actually talk using emojis. Like, if that doesn't prove that it's a young concept, then nothing will. Now, yes, I know you're going to say that it was marketed towards young people, but it was created by older, out-of-touch people. That is true to an extent, but nothing is going to change that. Emojis are meant for and primarily used by young people, or at least certain emojis. Anyway, just like in my old video, you may have seen it, you may not have. It's currently on my BitChute because I had it on YouTube like 6-7 years ago, and they took it down, of course. It was the video where they thought that this was a white power symbol, so I held it for the entirety of the video. So to mock these idiots, I'm going to hold a thumbs up for the entire video, or at least until my arm gets tired, okay? So I'll go as long as I can. Alright, sending a thumbs up can be seen as passive-aggressive, if you're an idiot, and even confrontational. Well, at least here you're admitting that you cannot handle confrontation. So, okay. According to Gen Z, who claims they feel attacked when it's you. This is also reminiscent of something that I mentioned in my What is Truly Wrong with SJW's video, where I gave a long list that was 5 minutes long back in 2018, I think, of everything that they were offended by. The list was 5 minutes long. Imagine if the list was updated to 2022. Anyway, one of the things I mentioned in the video was that they actually found red pen, like, you know, in school when your teacher marks down your test incorrectly and you get a red X on your test. That was apparently considered passive-aggressive, sarcastic, and violent. So, getting those vibes here. Whether the chat is informal between friends or at work, the icon appears to have a very different rude meaning for the younger generation. A 24-year-old on Reddit summed up the Gen Z argument, saying it is the best, never used in any situation as it is hurtful. No one my age in the office does it, but the Gen X people always do it. So, took me a bit to adjust and get it out of my head, and that it means they're mad at me. I mean, hell, we use thumbs up all the time. Here's the funny thing about it. It's used in so many ways, not even just as emoji. My arm is tired. In so many ways, not just emojis. What about how on Facebook Messenger you can send a fucking thumbs up in the conversation, and that's the default? How about on YouTube videos, the like and dislike button is a thumb? I mean, it used to be a 5-star rating system. Maybe we're going to go back to that. Should Matt make another prediction that's only been wrong like twice in the last 14 years? I'll make another prediction that because of that, if this grows, they will drop the thumbs up and down rating system and go back to the 5-star rating system. We'll see. Others agree it is bad form, especially at work where it can make the team appear unfriendly and unaccommodating. Thumbs up is not accommodating. My last workplace had a WhatsApp chat, yeah, they all do now, for our team to send info to each other on, and most of the people on there just reply with a thumbs up. Okay? Maybe it's because they were too busy to type a full sentence. Like, what's the big deal? I don't know why, but, and by the way, in fact, thumbs up is actually better than other forms of like a quick response. Because what's the quickest response you can give that is like a, okay, I got it, understood, that kind of a thing? You could send a thumbs up. And another common issue is to just type okay. But I can tell you that people will complain about that too. Because a lot of people, when they just see okay and nothing else, they take that as like rude or like you're angry and moody, don't want to talk, that kind of a thing. So I don't understand how that I mean, if you were to do that in place of a thumb, you complain about that too. Like, you totally fucking would. And of course, you don't actually know why. That's expected. And according to business consultant Sue Ellison, it could be time to take the younger generation's lead. She believes words are always better than symbols and a professional icon, and can see how people are disillusioned by the all-good icon. Well, it is true that it's not professional, but that does not make it sarcastic or rude or offensive. You're talking about two different things here. And intimidating. Predictive systems can type a word like thanks in 2 clicks after a while, she told Female? I don't even know what that is, but that might be for a different video. It feels like people are too lazy to type. But okay is 2 letters, like, it's the same type of thing. A written response, and it doesn't provide clarity as to next steps, she said. But again, we're not talking about like being unprofessional. Like, that I agree with, but you're not even talking about, well, you are now, but like the primary thing here in this article is that you're finding it confrontational, rude, intimidating. That's not the same thing as unprofessional. Like, okay, a written response, and it doesn't provide clarity as to next steps, because it's just saying like, okay, got it, understood. Do you mean yes, I will do something? Okay, I agree to it, or is it just confirmation that you received the message? She added, or all of them. And if you need clarification, you could just ask. I know, wild idea, right? Anyway, here are the ones that make you look old. Thumbs up, unbelievable. The heart, the okay, the okay, that was considered racist a couple years ago. The tick. I don't even know what that is. Shit, okay. Loudly crying face. That one, I personally use it. I personally use that as a sarcastic laugh. That's how I use it. Monkey eye cover. Okay, that one's old. Clapping hands, lipstick kiss mark, and grimacing face. Oh boy.
You are a mental case.
How about not putting so much importance on little tiny pictures on your messages? And a poll of 2,000 idiots between 16 to 29 found the same, with the majority using it agreeing that those who sent it are officially old and past it. Wow. Office workers on Reddit have long been divided over the issue.
You're an idiot!
You know, I said it before and I'll say it again. People who work in an office are children who have no idea what the real world is. Let me tell you something. Office work, you all deserve death. Honestly, like, they are the worst people on the planet. I'm dead serious when I say this. Office workers of any kind, whether if you're a secretary, especially if you work in like a social media company's office, you know, you work for Twitter or something. If you work at like the DMV, anything that involves working in an office, you are the worst people in the world. And I think most people will agree with me when I say this, that almost every single person who works in this industry is miserable. You ever go to an office building of any kind and you see people who are sitting behind a desk? They are always, and I mean always, 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 angry, miserable fucking people. Every fucking time. There is no failure behind. They are always miserable fucking people. And it's like, why? Your job is easy. You do nothing besides sit behind a desk and drink coffee all day and get free food. You get paid like 4 times the amount of any other traditional job. Like, they get paid so much money and do nothing. And you know why they're so fucking miserable and have time to complain about things like this? Because they don't do anything. These are people who have never been pushed at a hard job like labor, warehouses, retail, healthcare. These are people who have never been pushed at any kind of difficult job, so they have time and the mental capacity to complain about irrelevant, stupid shit like this and just be miserable because they're greedy and spoiled. Anyway, moving on from that. It potentially has very different meanings depending on the cultural background of the recipient. Oh boy. Approval, happiness, encouragement, number 1, or go to the surface when diving, she said. She believes a thumbs up should be kept to social media or at most text. But again, I agree, but we're not talking about professionalism, or are we changing the topic now? It's just amazing how much importance they're putting on this, like, extremely non-issue. But it gets worse. Check this out. Woke Gen Z take offense at the thumbs up emoji because they see it as passive-aggressive etiquette expert reveals. Okay, everybody say it back to me. What does it mean when an article says experts claim, experts reveal, experts check, experts state, experts this and that. Just like the independent fact checkers online, when they say expert, they are not experts at fucking anything. Okay, they are just paid off idiots who are usually SJW and are called experts to make you believe that the article is legit. Didn't know that? Well, you do now. An emoji etiquette expert. First of all, imagine this being your job. Hi, what's your job? Oh, I'm an emoji etiquette expert. This is the kind of person right here who sits at a desk sipping coffee all day and roams Twitter with a blue check mark. That's exactly what they are. Has warned that you should avoid sending a passive-aggressive thumbs up to a Gen Z, while a slight smile might also be taken the wrong way. A smile is now taken the wrong.
What the fuck?
I will bet you $1,000 right now that this author has a blue check mark on Twitter. Guaranteed. Okay, what's his name? Keith Brony. Of course, it's Brony. Blue check mark, right? Fuck, I'm wrong. He does not have a blue check mark. But he's certainly the kind of person who would normally have one. By the way, his page does say editor-in-chief at Emojipedia. Holy fuck. Explains the hidden meaning of emojis that can get lost in translation. Oh my god. Many have developed sexual innuendos such as the eggplant, peach, and water droplets, and devil's smiling face, which shouldn't be used out of context. The crying with laughter emoji is losing popularity with Gen Z, people born in late 90s, 2000s, and is not the norm to replace words with emojis, according to Keith, even though it actually was, it was going to be a couple years ago, according to Apple and other outlets. You guys may not remember, but it wasn't just Apple who was trying to get people to talk with emojis. There was also a lot of articles saying things like, could emojis replace speech? In fact, I'll look for one right now. For example, here's one from 2017 posted by the New York Post saying, emojis actually make our language better. Or how about this one? From How Stuff Works, Back to the Caveman. Are emojis replacing words? And that's, of course, that's only two. I'm not going to show you a whole bunch. But yes, there were many articles a couple of years ago claiming that emojis could potentially replace speech as a whole, just in general. But now all of a sudden, oh, well, they're offensive. Don't do that anymore. Fuck you. Scrolling down, because a lot of what's written here is from the other article. But Keith says emojis are generally used in a positive emotional context and between peers for a sense of rapport. Then why are they calling for them to be... Never mind, these people are fucking idiots. He said, before 2018, people with Samsung devices, the rolling eye emoji had a smirk and looked slightly suggesting. This was completely different to the iPhone equivalent. Wow. Imagine this being your job. Analyzing emojis. What they look like and what they mean to you. What a job. Yada yada yada. To avoid making communicative faux pas, texter can consult emojipedia.org before adding emojis to a message. Yes, if you are an idiot who questions pictures on a fucking message, go to my website and see what I have to say, because I am the leader on this fucking stupidity and I have nothing better to do, so please go to my website! I'm an author, I think! Alright, wow, these people, it gets worse constantly. Okay, yeah, anyway, what do you think? Bye.